Hey everybody, welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We are so excited for Region 9 play. Oh, it's been an absolute blast so far this season, but excited for some nice rivalry matchups here. Today's matchup, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles up against the Wasatch Wasps here on Spanish Fork 17. For our crew here, it's Andrew LaRose. Sitting next to me is Jake Arscott. Always a pleasure to have Jake on board and be able to be part of just the awesomeness that is spring baseball, and to be able to be back here in good old Spanish Fork and to be able to have baseball once again. It's just that time of year.
Yeah, so happy to be back, Andrew. Like you stated, baseball is back, and I can't state it enough. When it comes around, you just get this warmth in the air. You're so excited for it. We're right in the heat of it right now with conference play, and certainly exciting to see how Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork perform, throughout the season. These two teams, seeing the growth and development, especially on this Maple Mountain squad. A lot of young players, a lot of chances to grow and develop, especially with Coach Jeremy Thomas. It's going to be certainly exciting to watch.
Yeah, again, Maple Mountain coming off of a runner-up finish last year against rival Spanish Fork in the 5A Championship Series. It was exciting to see both of them be able to advance that far. Both teams came in as lower seeds into that particular tournament. Both teams didn't do extremely well in region play, but then was able to run through and make that run to the championship, and tip of the hat to the Dons being able to come away with it. But again, this Maple Mountain squad coming in with a younger crew. Again, one of the main holdovers, Jackson Hollingshouse, who's had a sensational season this year. But otherwise, it is a lot of kind of newer guys to the lineup, guys that haven't had a ton of experience. And so there's been some growing pains. I was down there for the Desert Hills A-Trust Incorporated Open down in St. George a couple weeks ago, and they ended up taking only one of the 4 games that they played down there, but a lot of good experience for them and a lot of opportunities here to hopefully get themselves ready here for Region 9 play. Unfortunately, taking the loss yesterday against this same Wasps team, but hopefully with the home field advantage, the outcome can be different today.
Yeah, hopefully so, Andrew. This is a good chance to come back home, play on your home field. Like you said, youth and experience, they can have a detriment at the beginning of the season, but the good thing about it is that you have time to grow and develop. That's the great part about high school baseball in particular, is that, these players are still learning and developing new skills. They're getting used to pitches, getting just game exposure in general throughout the season. Things can change drastically, Andrew. Like you mentioned, you could be a lower seed and go into the tournament, and if you get on a run, if you get some momentum, it just takes a few games, and you could be seeing yourself in the finals. So certainly exciting for them, and like you mentioned, Hollingshouse has had a great year. He's going to be starting today, 3.77 ERA. He's one of the star players of this Golden Eagles squad, and so definitely hope for a rebound here and hope to split this series against Wasatch here today.
Yeah, definitely one that they need. It's Wasatch is one of those teams that it's kind of nice to have that transition. Obviously, don't want to say that about teams, but it's certainly better than maybe, facing Spanish Fork right off the bat, or, facing Salem Hills right off the bat. Those teams that are kind of the perennial powerhouses in the region. And so it is nice to be able to settle in, be able to face the Wasps, and again, kind of get their feet wet in the right way here against their Region 9 foes. And so it should be a fun one here on Spanish Fork 17. We hope that you're tuning in whatever way that you want to, and that you're also getting your friends and your family onto our YouTube page. Again, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure that they click that subscribe button and become part of our Spanish Fork 17 family, and be able to not only have access to all of our sports content, but to all the other stuff that we put onto our YouTube page. So make sure that they're subscribing. Again, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17, as we're seeing the teams run out onto the field here. Again, very excited to just have Region 9 baseball once again on Spanish Fork 17. Want to quickly run through the Maple Mountain lineup, what you're going to be seeing today. So batting leadoff is going to be Mike Bennett, batting second Caleb Chandler, batting third Jackson Hollingshouse, batting fourth Dax DeWitt, batting fifth Cooper Simmons, batting sixth Corbin Bailey, batting seventh Bennett Averett, batting eighth Sawyer Leafson, and batting ninth Colby Warren. Again, Jackson Hollingshouse on the mound today, and it will be Dax DeWitt catching for him.
Again, we welcome you to Maple Mountain High School.
We are getting pretty close here to the national anthem. Just had the coaches meeting, so we'll go ahead and tune out here for a quick second while we go through the national anthem.
Players and these teams. We now ask you to please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. And let's play ball.
And the national anthem gets me every time. It always gets me pumped up for baseball. Also gave us an opportunity to get a nice shot of the new scoreboard out there in the outfield. Looks pretty sharp. Absolutely love it. They've been doing a lot of rebrand stuff. We mentioned in the while we were down there in St. George, the new jerseys that they have are also absolutely sensational. Love them. But want to mention though, with the new scoreboard also comes some bugs, and so we unfortunately do not have the score bug for you today, and so we will be doing our best to keep up with the balls and strikes and outs and the runs and hits and all that for you guys. And so want to make sure that we keep you as up to date on what's going on the field as possible, but unfortunately we will not have our upper right score graphic for you today. Hopefully, like I said, we will do our best to make sure that we're as accurate as possible.
We'll try and keep up the best we can for sure. It certainly has been a bit of a makeover here for the athletics facility. You can see in the background too the new turf getting laid down for the football stadium. It's a lot going on, a lot of exciting developments here for Maple Mountain Athletics.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to get the new facilities and kind of get ourselves ready for, again, another good season here on Spanish Fork 17. While we're kind of getting you all prepped up and ready to go, let's talk about where both teams are sitting at in terms of RPI. Kind of the big shock for me here is you'll see Spanish Fork sitting at number 6. I thought that was a little low, personally. They're 9-2. One of those losses, a tough loss to the Lehigh Pioneers. The other one, an extra innings loss that they had last week in the Red Rock Classic against a very tough Coronado team out in Nevada. So their two losses are, to me, those are great losses, and they've been impressive otherwise. So to me, I felt like Spanish Fork was an easy top 5 team. And then even Maple Mountain, a 5-6 team sitting at 22. I felt that was a little low too.
Yeah, a little low. Then again, early on in the season here, so a lot of baseball to be played for sure. But rankings don't always tell the true story. So they'll play it out on the field. We'll see how it goes. So
they certainly will, as we are at a 1-0 count here. Oh, that is going to hit leadoff hitter Crew Erickson square in the back. That one's going to tickle for a while.
Hit by the pitch.
Yeah, not good to get drilled in the back. It leaves you a little sore for sure. But not a great start here for Hollingshouse. He'll try and kind of get things going here in this first inning.
Number 5, Chet Wilson.
It will be Chet Wilson, the Wasps' second baseman, batting second here for Wasatch. See how Hollingshouse approaches his second batter of the day after plunking the leadoff batter in the bat. He's going to groove that one in there nicely for a strike. Great pitch.
That was a good pitch right down the middle. Just got to get strikes early on, pretty much. Just get a little bit of a rhythm here if you're Hollingshouse.
Yeah, definitely after hitting the first batter and just getting that first pitch strike is always great. He is going to be up and running. DeWitt's going to throw a dime over the second base. Unfortunately, it is just a bit late. So Crew Erickson getting the nice jump and getting himself into scoring position.
Yeah, he timed that one perfectly. Got a good sprint there, and by the time DeWitt could release the ball, he was already well ahead.
So after that one, the count evens up here at 1-1. So 1-1 pitcher coming here from Jackson Hollingshouse. Instead, it's going to be time is called. Wilson wants to get himself recomposed here for this 1-1 pitch. Again, Jackson Hollingshouse, one of the main standouts that was left from that runner-up team last year. Really a big bat, and then also this year being asked to kind of also be the ace of the staff as well, as this one's going to be sent well out into left field, giving chase out there, but it is going to roll over to the fence for extra bases. That's going to be the first run of the ball game here. Again, the Wasps able to take game 1 of this series yesterday, and now starting things off right here with that RBI double by Chet Wilson.
And for Chet Wilson, that's RBI number 6 on the year for him. Solid hitter for the Wasps, hitting .364. So good start for the Wasps here if you're Maple Mountain. Just a tough break overall here so far. Hollingshouse looking to get in a rhythm.
Yeah, ended up hitting Erickson to lead the game off and then giving up that RBI double to Wilson. Hopefully calm things down here against number 3 hitter Peyton Swap in this Wasps order. So that is going to be in the dirt and collected nicely though by DeWitt. So count is 1-0. Jackson Bolander and Jack Bluth do up next here for Wasatch. And your score 1-0 after that RBI double by Wilson. And that one's also tagged out into left field, but it's going to be right on a rope out there to Chandler, and he's going to catch that for out number 1.
Chandler makes the catch.
Yeah, really getting good contact here over to left field. The first one, Chandler misread it a little bit, went over his head, and this time a little bit more prepared here. He took the right step, right call there, and gets the fly out.
So it'll now be Jackson Bolander, the cleanup hitter in the Wasatch lineup, now up in with a runner in scoring position. Now 1 out here in the top of the first. That one's going to be nice and tight. It'll be ball 1. Bolander playing first base today for Wasatch. And up in a RBI opportunity here again in the top of the first. The count is 1-0, and the score is also 1-0. Outside pitch finds some black there for strike 1.
And a good location there on the outside part of the plate. And that's what you need if you're Hollingshouse here, just to get on the plate early.
Has been a struggle for him so far in this game. Again, did get the first pitch strike to Wilson, who then just tagged one, though, out to left field for that RBI double. This one sprayed right over the head of the second baseman. Looks like it is going to be an RBI double as that one is cut off. So an RBI single here for
run scores on that base
Jackson
hit.
Bolander, as the Wasps bat are coming out here early here in this game.
Yeah, a lot of the hitters at the top of the lineup for the Wasps hitting pretty well so far on the year. Bolander, .444 hitter himself. And that pitch wasn't the easiest pitch. It was a little down and outside, a little bit breaking away, but Bolander just got down, reached out, and poked it out to right field. And sometimes that's all it takes, just to get some good contact on it. And the Wasps have gotten off to a hot start here.
Digging in now is Jack Bluth, the Wasps' second baseman and batting 5th in the order today. Wants to keep things rolling here in this top half of the first. That is a great pitch there from Hollingshouse for strike 1. And able to find just that upper outside part of the plate there on Bluth. So count 0-1 here on Bluth with 1 out in the top of the first. Again, score 2-0 here early for the Golden Eagles against the Wasps. That one's going to just miss, so count evens up at 1-1.
Yeah, that was a very similar pitch there for Hollingshouse. It just missed outside. Good location there. I like the idea. Try and make the batter win here.
It was definitely in a solid spot. We'll see what Hollingshouse has to offer here on 1-1. It's going to be sprayed foul. So that's going to move the count here to 1-2 on Bluth.
A lovely souvenir out there in left field.
Oh, yeah. Actually see some of the chasing it down. Looks like had someone that was sitting in the lawn chair gets himself up, gets off the phone for 2 seconds, and throws it over to the Wasatch folks.
Right over to him.
All right, so the count 1-2 here on Bluth. And he's going to watch that one for strike 3. Oh, that is absolute paint there from Jackson Hollingshouse. He needed that one.
Exactly, and that's the kind of stuff that builds your confidence a little bit. You know, first inning is always a little bit nervy. You know, you're starting off, you just don't. Sometimes you get a little bit inconsistent to start, but once you settle in, you know, if he can really get into a groove, I think we'll see some good effort going forward and good momentum for him.
Hopefully that was the start of things calming down here for Hollingshouse. So this one is going to be sent over to short and is going to be off the glove of Bennett. I want a kind of a hard grounder there. Just took kind of an awkward bounce there for Bennett, so it'll go down as an infield single for Jackson Kelson.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough read there. That one was chopped a little hard, a little bit fast, and Bennett just trying to, basically trying to take it off the bounce there, but just goes off the glove.
All right, digging in, number 7 hitter Tragan Shaw now for the Wasatch Wasps. He's out in right field today for Wasatch. So 2 runners on here with 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. Hollingshouse pumps it in there for strike 1. His time is called. Shaw collecting himself here for this next pitch. Count 0-1. Again, 2 outs here now in the top half of the first inning. A 2-0 lead for the Wasatch Wasps over the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles so far in this one. 0-1 pitch upcoming is going to be outside, so evens up the count at 1-1. So Bolender at second base and Kelson over there at first. Bolender with one of the RBI hits in this inning, had that RBI single. This one's going to be sent out into shallow right field, and that is going to be down for another base hit here for Wasatch. It's going to be an RBI single now for Tragan Shaw. So now the score 3-0.
Run score.
Yeah, Wasatch really getting good contact right now, and you can tell here as Coach Thomas is going to come out. I think he's going to have a word with Hollingshouse. Not a great start for him. You know, pitches have gone over the plate, but consequentially, Wasatch has gotten a good beat on some of these pitches and have really spread the ball all over the field. A couple of hard hits to left and a couple of soft singles to right. And not the best start, but they'll try and get a little bit of composure here and hopefully close out the inning.
So early 3-0 hole here for Maple Mountain against Wasatch. Again, this is second game of the series here for them. They did lose their last game to the Wasps yesterday, so not starting off Region 9 play the way that they would want, and then unfortunately for them not starting off too strong here in this ball game, but still plenty of ball game to be played. Again, we are just in the top half of the first of this one, but the Wasatch Wasps offense stinging the Golden Eagles right now early with a score of 3-0 and still threatening here with 2 outs and 2 runners on.
Now batting for the Wasps.
Yeah, and that was a rare RBI there from Shaw, and bring up Carter Bucad here. See if the visit gave Hollingshouse a little bit of composure here and see what Coach Thomas kind of said to him. Probably said to just, you know, take your time, just locate your pitches, try and keep them down. See what happens here.
So first pitch to Bucad. Again, 2 runners on. That's a nice one. Able to find the outside part for strike 1. Would be number 9 hitter Cray McPhee due up next here for Wasatch. Should Bucad find a way to get on base and keep this rally going here, and looks like he is going to be doing that as that one does hit him. So now it's a bases loaded situation here with 2 outs in the top half of the first.
Yeah, Maple Mountain really got to survive here. This is a dangerous situation here. Obviously, 3-0 in the first inning is one thing, but
number 22,
you know, it just takes a base hit or two to break this one open potentially early. Kind of a critical moment early on in this ballgame for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, sure is, Jake. Again, bases loaded here with 2 outs on the top of the first. The score already 3-0 for Wasatch over Maple Mountain, and a A base hit here by number 9 hitter Craig McPhee really would just blast this thing wide open here for the Wasps. He does swing away at that one for strike one.
And good news is in 3 games, McPhee has yet to record a hit, at least according to Max Prep. So potential opportunity here to kind of just attack the plate.
It's going to be a little squirt shot that goes over to third base. The throw is going to be made, and Hollingshouse able to get out of the bases loaded jam. Unfortunately for him, though, 3 RBI hits here for the Wasps early, so score 3-0 as we move on over to the bottom half of the first inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 who make these broadcasts possible. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Clegg Auto, Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and Mikkel Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law.
Honestly, the damage could have been much worse at that last part of the top of the first, but good job by Hollingshouse to get out of it, and keeps Maple Mountain in this ball game 3-0 as you see Casey Anderson warming up on the mound here for the Wasps. Anderson so far in the year in 2 appearances is 0-2 with an 8.88 ERA, so he's definitely hittable for Maple Mountain, and this could be a pretty high scoring ball game between these 2 clubs, at least it's shaping out to be so far. So Golden Eagles definitely not out of it early. If they can get some offense going on this side, they'll find themselves right back in it.
Well, they definitely have the bats to do it again. Maple Mountain has some real good guys with some hot bats so far this season. Particularly Mike Bennett, Jackson Hollingshouse, and Dax DeWitt have really impressed so far early on in the season. And that was certainly not part of their issue down in St. George either, really, during the Desert A-Trust Incorporated Open. Like, they scored plenty of runs, and so if it ends up being an offensive back and forth, you got to think that you like the Golden Eagles' chances because they do have some great bats in this lineup.
Yeah, they do. They certainly do. And like you mentioned, a lot of those games 5+ runs. So, you know, a lot of baseball to be played here. Certainly only the bottom of the first inning. So see what Bennett can do here to start the Golden Eagles off and see if they can get a little bit of a run going here off of Anderson.
So leading things off here is going to be Mike Bennett for the Golden Eagles, playing out in second base today. He'll be followed by Caleb Chandler, and then batting third is Jackson Hollingshouse. So big bats here to start things off here for the Golden Eagles, already looking at a 3-0 deficit. Some big hits early here for the Wasps to get this game started. Maple Mountain hope to take the split here against Wasatch early. Again, Wasatch getting the win yesterday. That first pitch is in there by Anderson for strike one. So 0-1 pitch upcoming. It is going to be slapped over to short. And the throw is going to be made for out number 1.
And just a soft grounder over there to the left side. Bukad
for out number 1.
making the play pretty easily. Snaps that one over to first. And good play there by the Wasps. Now bring up Chandler.
Now batting the left fielder, number 11, Caleb Chandler.
Brings up lefty Caleb Chandler, who again has had some solid hits this season. Has really produced well for Coach Thomas's squad in that number 2 spot, typically right in between Bennett and Hollingshouse in the lineup.
Yeah, like you mentioned, batting .321 on the year so far has been a good contact here for this club. As that one is sprayed over to left.
All right, count evens up here at 1-1 after that foul ball. Okay, Maple Mountain 5-6 on the season. Really kind of been dancing around 500 for the last week or so. That one is also going to be slapped foul once again by Chandler, so it moves the count to 1-2. Came off of their tournament down in St. George, looking at a record of 4-5, and then since then able to get a win and then lost once again to Wasatch. So hoping to get back to 500 after today's game, as that one is going to miss for ball 2.
And it seems like Anderson kind of reverting to off-speed pitches, at least that have hit the plate so far, has yet to get the fastball in there. He goes back to another breaking ball, and that one outside. Good patience here from Chandler. Definitely want to make sure you make Anderson work for these strikes here.
Full count pitch. Oh, and it's going to be slapped right up the alley for a base hit. That's a fantastic piece of hitting there by Caleb Chandler. He's going to motor his way on over to second base for a 2-jacks double. Fantastic piece of hitting there by the number 2 hitter in the Golden Eagles lineup.
That's a prime example of good, patient hitting there. You take a couple of early strikes, swings at it, foul it off, and decide to lay back a little bit. Just let the pitches come to you, and just lays the bat on the ball there, right down the alley, right where you want it. So good opportunity here to get some runs on the board for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and a big RBI producer now up for them in Jackson Hollingshouse. Again, pitching today here for Maple Mountain, but also just a essential part of this lineup. Just really kind of the engine that gets this Maple Mountain offense going. This count is 1-0 on Hollingshouse after that first pitch. We'll see what Anderson has here on the second. It's going to be in the dirt, and it gets past enough that Caleb Chandler's going to make his way over to third base.
Yeah, that was really heads-up running there by Chandler to notice the ball in the dirt. He just took off running there, so easy base there.
The count is now 2-0 on the number 3 hitter in the Golden Eagles lineup. First run of the game, sitting over there 90 feet away. That is going to be in there for a strike, though, so count moves to 2-1.
That one hit his leg.
It did, yep. They will send Chandler back over to third base. He was told to run, but it does get sent back as Hollingshouse gets nicked on the leg there, so he will be over there at first base. So runners on the corners here with one out in the bottom half of the first inning. Maple Mountain with an opportunity here to cut into this Wasps lead, and cleanup hitter Dax DeWitt up now. DeWitt had a nice tournament down there in St. George, hit a 3-run home run against Desert Hills that hit the very top of the center field fence and ended up popping back into the field of play. There was a ton of discussion about it. Desert Hills coach was none too pleased with the final result, which was that it was indeed a home run, as it ended up hitting the top as opposed to in the field of play part of the fence. But that was a fun one. I've never seen a coach quite so animated.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, especially in those close calls. But I'd err on the side of just letting it go. It's impressive some of the power that these kids have to really hit these things hard. Especially in the MLB, you see some of those calls that it'll hit the inside of the inner fence, and they have to go back to replay and whatnot. And even then, they get pretty animated about it.
Yeah, it counts now 2-1 on Dax DeWitt. Again, runners on the corners here with one out in the bottom half of the first inning. Maple Mountain looking at a 3-run deficit here. You score 3-0. But again, big run producer here in Dax DeWitt. He's going to slap that one foul. Almost making the catch over there is the coach as it bounced off the fence. Ends up going off his hands.
Yeah, just right off the backstop there. They were looking for a hit-and-run opportunity with Hollingshouse, but just slapped foul.
So count now 2-2 on cleanup hitter Dax DeWitt. Oh, and he's going to crush this thing out into center field. And it is going to be down for a base hit for DeWitt, and it's going to bring in Caleb Chandler. So gotta love that for the Golden Eagles as they cut this lead down to 2 now with the RBI single there by Dax DeWitt.
Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about. Maple Mountain just needing to, respond with some runs here and hit it right into the perfect spot. Just blooped it right into no man's land and right in between a few of the outfielders and the shortstop as well. So perfect piece of hitting by Maple Mountain.
Brings up number 5 hitter Cooper Siemens over at first base today for the Golden Eagles. Again, still threatening here with 2 runners on. He's going to swing at that high pitch and kind of get his fists around it a little too quickly and punches it foul.
Yeah, he's a little too eager there himself. That one was in at the hands. Just happened to foul that one away.
So count 0-1 on Siemens after the RBI single by Dax DeWitt makes this a 3-1 ball game. Oh, that's a nice off-speed pitch. Absolutely fooled Siemens there for strike 2.
Yeah, he has a good breaking pitch, does Anderson. It's just a filthy little curveball that just dropped in. And certainly thought it was coming up high.
So count 0-2 on Siemens. Again, 1 out here in the bottom half of the first. able to get just a piece of that one as he stays alive here 0-2. Looks like that was that close to being a strikeout.
Yeah, just off the glove. So fortunate break there for Siemens.
Hollingshouse at second, DeWitt at first. RBI opportunity here for Siemens. 0-2 pitch up coming here from Anderson. Going to be sent down that third base line, but foul.